Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk all about organic garden pest prevention. One of the main reasons I started growing my own food was to provide healthy organic produce for my household. Using chemical-based treatments defeats that purpose because it's not safe to consume and it kills the beneficial organisms, both insects and soil microbes that I work so hard to attract and build up in my garden. By far, the best way to avoid bad garden pests like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies is prevention. So in this video, I am sharing 10 organic gardening techniques that I use to prevent garden pests from coming into my garden and infesting my veggie crops. If you're new here, my name is Jara. I've been gardening all of my life and I'm a professional seed and plant nursery. I love to share my knowledge and teach others how to garden and grow food, so you've come to the right place if you want to improve your gardening skills. There isn't one technique or method fits all answer for organic pest control. Instead, it's about combining multiple organic methods to get real results. In this video, I'm walking through every pest prevention technique I use, and it's the synergy of all these strategies that help me achieve my organic gardening goals, reduce the amount of treatments I have to apply overall, and keeps the bad pests in check. All right, let's get into it. Organic pest prevention technique number 1 is implementing crop rotation. Rotating your crops each season disrupts pest life cycles because many pests specialize or prefer certain plants. If you continue to plant the same crop in the same spot, you just made their life so much easier. They know exactly where to go to get their favorite meal, and it creates a buildup of the pests, their eggs, and their larvae in the same area over time, which causes super infestations in subsequent years. Prevention technique number 2 is kind of similar to crop rotation in that it prevents the buildup of a particular pest concentrated in one area, and that is planting a variety of crops together instead of monocropping, or basically planting rows and rows of the same thing. So just break it up. Mix veggies with flowers and herbs. The flowers attract beneficial insects that eat the bad ones, while the herbs repel a lot of pests. If I'm planting a row of broccoli or tomatoes, I will plant 3 in a row and then plant something else, a flower or herb, before planting 3 more in a row. This helps to break up the rows and just mix it all up. Prevention tip number 3 is to plant a lot of strong scented herbs and flowers. It is said that pests find their favorite crop via smell, so if you plant strong smelling herbs like basil and oregano, or plant strong smelling flowers like marigolds, it masks the smell of surrounding plants, kind of confusing the pests, which makes it harder for them to find their favorite crop. Many gardeners report that planting basil with their tomatoes repels the tomato hornworm. In my experience, I planted a lot of petite French marigolds around my tomatoes and I didn't get any worms on my tomato plants the entire season, so I do believe this works. Pest prevention tip number 4 is to encourage beneficial insects to take up residence in your garden. In order for beneficial insects to come and stay in your garden, there has to be a home and food. Provide shelter for beneficial insects by setting up a few insect hotels. Also, don't completely remove all the leaves and plant matter from your garden. Use it like mulch if you can, because beneficials like to live in this plant matter and hibernate in it during the winter. Beneficials will also stay in your garden as long as there is a food source. So for example, if you see an aphid infestation on a plant, resist for as long as possible to spray some kind of treatment to kill those aphids. I prefer to knock them off my plants with a strong blast of water from my hose, so that way they are still alive and very soon after the ladybugs show up and devour them. If you spray a treatment to outright kill the aphids, there is no food source anymore. This is why buying ladybugs and releasing them into your garden doesn't work long term. If there is no food for them, you're just wasting your money because they will fly away. Also, planting a wide variety of beneficial host plants will attract a bunch to your garden. Plant things like dill, agastache, sunflowers, borage, and basil to draw in natural predators that feast on the bad insects. Plants with frilly leaves or delicate flowers like fennel and sweet alyssum attract hoverflies and parasitic wasps, which basically lay their eggs into various pests, and when those eggs hatch, they kill the pests. I have a beneficial garden seed collection that includes seeds for plants that attract a lot of different beneficial insects, which I will just link that below in the description. Pest prevention tip number 5 is to attract birds to your garden. Birds spend their days hunting the insects and larvae that damage plants. For instance, a single chickadee can eat hundreds of cabbage loopers and other caterpillars in a day, dramatically reducing infestations without any chemicals. I have seen birds in my garden catch squash bugs, which says a lot because squash bugs don't really have predators to keep them at bay. To make your garden bird friendly, offer a mix of dense shrubs for shelter, fresh water in a shallow bird bath, and native seed or berry producing plants. Add a few nesting boxes if trees are scarce. The only con of attracting birds is that they will peck or eat some veggie crops. I particularly find them pecking on tomatoes that are ripening up on my plants. In actuality, the birds are thirsty and peck the tomatoes to get some juice. I set up a few bird baths with fresh water and noticed a huge reduction in tomato pecking since they prefer the fresh water. You can also cover plants with with lightweight bird netting, drape individual plants or ripening tomatoes with mesh bags, or hang reflective tape that flutters and deters pecking. This way you get the benefits of the bird's natural pest control while protecting your veggies. Organic pest prevention tip number 6 is to use row covers. Row covers are lightweight, breathable sheets of fabric that act like an insect-proof veil, letting sunlight, air, and rain reach the plants while physically blocking pests. For example, draping a row cover over squash crops can help stop various moths from laying their eggs in the leaves, which hatch into the larva or caterpillar stage and chew up all your squash leaves. To use row covers effectively, set hoops over the bed so the fabric floats above the foliage without touching it, then anchor every edge firmly with soil, landscape pins, rocks, or boards to eliminate gaps where insects can just crawl in. Install the cover immediately after planting before pests arrive. Loosen it as plants grow and remove or lift it briefly only when you need to apply an organic granular fertilizer or hand pollinate the flowers. A lot of garden pests live in or lay their eggs in soil, so sometimes it helps to cover the soil, which brings me to organic pest prevention tip number 7, and that is to utilize weed blocker material. My garden gets a ton of squash bugs during the summer when their populations just explode. Squash bugs live in the soil and especially love mulch. Since I use a lot of wood chips all over my garden, the wood chip mulch has become a haven for them. If I plant any type of squash or melon, the squash bugs will crawl out of the soil up onto my squash plants and infest all of them very badly. I noticed that if I lay some black weed blocker material over the surface of the soil and then either plant my squash into a hole that I made into the weed blocker material or grow the squash in a grow bag, the amount of squash bugs is drastically reduced. Basically, I am growing squash and melons in such a way that the plant matter is not coming into direct contact with the soil where the squash bugs live. Plus, the weed blocker material heats the soil up, making it inhabitable for these squash bugs. Weed blocker material also helps control weeds, which helps because some weeds actually attract garden pests too. Organic pest prevention tip number 8 is to vertical garden as much as possible. Vertical gardening picks plants up off from the ground where a lot of the pests live and then jump up onto the plants. Lifting plants off the soil means soil-borne insects like pill bugs and slugs can't crawl onto the leaves. It also makes it easier for birds to catch them. Plus, when everything is at eye level, I can spot the pests so much more easily when I inspect my plants. Vertical gardening makes for fewer hiding places for pests, quicker harvests for me, and more space on the ground for the strong scented flowers and herbs that I mentioned earlier to just grow around everything. My 9th organic pest prevention tip is to inspect your garden every day so you catch pest infestations early on to knock the problem down quickly before it starts to get out of control. If you walk through and inspect your garden every day, you will start to notice when something is going wrong very quickly. And if you find some sort of garden pest, you can squish it, remove the eggs, or prune out badly infected portions of the plant to basically reduce their numbers or disrupt their life cycle so they can't continue reproducing in your garden. I can't tell you how many times I saw a cluster of squash bug eggs and I was like, I'll remove them tomorrow. And then I just forgot about it or was too late in removing the eggs before they hatched into hundreds of baby squash bug nymphs. Now it is significantly harder to get rid of the pest organically, so be tough on yourself, just do it, don't be lazy. Every day that passes by means the pest population is increasing, which will require more of your time, attention, and applications of treatments if you end up going that route. And my last pest prevention tip, number 10, is the single biggest game changer I've found for organic pest control: planting crops at the correct time of year for your garden or area. This is hard to grasp, especially if you're new to gardening. It takes some experience to start learning the garden pest trends in your garden, like at what time of the year they show up, so you grow crops during the time of year when the pest is not present to begin with. Trust me, once you notice these things, it will make organic gardening tremendously easier. You get to grow things with a very small amount of pests, if any at all. Let me give you some examples. I have a garden journal. I get a new one every year. I notate the first day in that year that I notice a particular pest starts popping up in my garden. Throughout the years, I notice that squash bugs start to show up in June and stop later in fall, usually by October. So I don't plant their favorite food source, which is squash or melons, during those months. Instead, I grow them in the very early spring when this pest is not active. They have not woken up from their winter dormancy yet. Squash is one of the hardest crop categories to master, in my opinion, because it's such a pest and disease magnet, but by growing them at the correct time of year, it takes minimal effort to get a good harvest. Another example are things in the brassicas family. That includes broccoli, kale, and cabbage. These crops are very susceptible to worms like cabbage worms that like to chew up their leaves. They usually appear in the spring and summer in my garden. So I grow brassicas in the fall and winter and barely get any worm damage. When you plant a crop at the wrong time of the year, basically out of season, not only will you get all sorts of pests and diseases, but most of the time you won't get a good harvest noticed, if any at all. The conditions are not favorable. So make gardening easier on yourself by planting at the correct time of year. So there you have it, 10 organic ways to stay one step ahead of garden pests organically. From inviting in beneficial insects and birds to planting at the correct time of year, each tip works with nature instead of against it, so you spend less time fighting garden pests and more time harvesting beautiful chemical-free food. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my gardening tutorials, and share with other gardeners who are struggling to garden organically. I recommend you watch this video next, which lists 12 ways to get rid of squash bugs organically in the garden because it's a pretty common pest. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.